going on, everybody? Welcome back. We're energyhill. We are here to bring you what's up in marketing for February 2021. I'm here. I'm Christian. I'm the host with Alyssa, our director of marketing, and Ryan, the president. What is it? What is the title? You want to go ahead and give me a title?
Technically CEO and president.
There you go. CEO and president / president.
And my wife is founder.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay. Anyway, with that said, we we're gonna go through essentially some of our most interesting news we've picked up. Obviously, we haven't done kind of this segment yet, so as the months go on, we'll pick up more marketing news that we find interesting. So, first thing we want to talk about today is something that happened a few months ago, but we're bringing it up now. Is the Google icons switching from each app having their own individual to essentially changing to have all the Google colors, the 4 Google colors, in every single icon. So, drive change. I mean, they all changed. So we've had them all for a few months now. Don't know why that happened. And yeah. So what are your, Ryan? You probably have the most design experience here.
I mean, I guess I would say that I like the change. I think that at first it's like a little jarring. And I was thinking about it because when we were prepping for this, I was like, I kind of like the old calendar. I do like the old calendar. But why do I like it? I guess the question was, it's sentimental value, especially the mail icon. I think that's just so iconic for Gmail. But they literally just took it out back and said, "You're done, no more." So, those type of design changes and shifts, they're bold, and I'm okay with that. I don't think it's bad. Do I still like the old ones? Yes. I just think it is jarring. They also added in the SVG animation where it fills in with the Google colors. So I like the tightening of a brand. Do I still have that sentimental value? Yes. So it's kind of like I think over time we'll look back and we'll say, oh, look at how terrible it is. Right now it's still too soon. Too soon. Yeah.
It's not used to it yet.
That's kind of mine.
Alyssa, thoughts? You have any thoughts?
I love the what Google sees and what I see because that's what I see.
Right.
That everything looks so similar, just different shapes, of course.
Yeah.
This Google, the Meet one, I like. I think it looks cool. The document one, I think it's just so not special, I guess. It was nice to distinct before how they were so different. Yeah.
The only one I like, I'd go back to all the old ones except for I do like how they added the extra color in the drive. I think that's cool. And it stays the same. Like I'm going to recognize it. You're going to recognize all of them probably. It's tough when they're in your little they're called favicons, right? Mm-hmm. So it's kind of tough for that. And I also, like Ryan said, I do love the Gmail logo. I think the Gmail logo is amazing, and they built a great brand with Gmail. But it's still Gmail. It's still the same. I mean, the product didn't change at all. So. But yeah, I don't know. Integrated their brand a little bit more in terms of just going with the colors.
One thing about the file, just to quickly jump off what Alyssa was saying, that it's interesting how it used to be blue for Google Docs and yellow for slides and green for sheets. Mm-hmm. They kind of now all have that wrapped into one strong icon. Do I still miss those old iconography? I think there's something missing. Yeah. However, I kind of see sometimes just pull the Band-Aid off, but it's tough. It's going to take a little getting used to. So
it's weird that they kind of just put them all under one. They tied them all together, but I think they all are very different products, except for maybe Drive and Docs. Like that's basically the same. But other than that, they all are very individual. But now they are all under one umbrella. So okay, moving on. Second story that we wanted to go with, which is something that I saw at least on Twitter. It was memes for weeks about the CIA rebrand. Essentially going from normal government bureau to a complete trying to be super cool. They look techie. They look I would say they kind of remind me of one thing I saw was music festivals and kind of that modern look. It's weird, and I mean we'll pull up. So I don't know. Yeah, you have some of even the website they changed. It kind of made it look like. It could be a lot of different things. I don't think it doesn't look like an intelligence agency to me off the top, but I think that if they're integrating they're really going with the tech aspect of it really. What are your thoughts?
It looks to me like they're trying to attract a different employee base.
Right. That's what I thought too.
Putting a younger spin on it rather than the older generation.
They wanted to look cooler rather than just someone
Yeah.
who's been in government for
Like
years.
you're a part of a secret society.
Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we can all agree this. It's better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of a brand, yeah, of
I'm
course.
not
but
sure if it. Again, I just think what they have is so government with the eagle and the banner and the star. So I just think that this new look is it's better. I'm not a fan now, and I see a couple different versions. I see one. No, I guess it's just the option.
Yeah,
it's like that
image kind of saved
that
it.
weird.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They both have
vector flow.
Right.
Yeah, it's just. I don't know.
It's all over their website too. Kind of their thing.
To be honest, that's probably more dated than what we have on their old logo, but yet they're trying to modernize it. So
Right.
I do like the idea of going cyber. I think that makes sense. I think that it's going beyond just central intelligence, and now it's encompassing kind of more of a digital approach, which I think is smart. And I do definitely think they're targeting a younger generation, potentially those that are in college. It makes sense. So
I think the most interesting thing is that you don't really see this kind of thing from government agencies.
Yeah.
They're taking definitely a little bit of liberty in their creative ideas, and they're just like, I don't know. That's the most interesting part of it because you don't really see things like that. You don't even for us like as an agency we don't. Let's say that we were to bring on a Parks and Recreation as a client somehow. There's only a limited box that you would think you'd be able to do with that, Whereas this, they really went outside the box in terms of what government agencies are supposed to look like on the internet, it's interesting to kind of, it's like a weird dichotomy of they're the government, but they're also looking creative and cool. It's weird.
It's also interesting what they said. Nicole DeHaye said that it's a liberal font that is a conservative font.
Yeah.
I don't know. And I think she's obviously trying to play a political pun.
Yeah.
I think she should just stay away from it. It's a sans serif font, but again, it's something that I think they're trying to be modern and hip, and it's still, from a design standpoint, I'm gonna say it's still bad.
Yeah.
So they're not okay. They moved the goal. They moved it and made it a little bit better, but
Right.
it's still really. There's a lot of problems with it from a mark standpoint. So
I think that's why people made fun of it, especially design community. I think really went in on it because of that.
It's pretty sad. Yeah.
Okay, well that's the CIA rebrand. Next up, we always talk about fast food on here. I don't know why. We started with the McDonald's Travis Scott thing, and now it's just everything that happens in fast food. We're going to talk about it. Not literally everything, but I thought this was interesting because, let's go ahead and jump into it. So, McDonald's is going to test their McPlant burger, which is I think it's a partnership with Beyond Meat. To test these burgers this year. They'll be testing it in American markets. They've tested it in Canadian markets. So also on top of this, before we just jump into McDonald's, because I want it to be a bigger conversation, is that Taco Bell is bringing back just potatoes, which was a huge vegetarian option. I mean, of course they have beans, but when you think of fast food, you really don't think of vegetarian options at all, and you really don't think about vegan options. So I don't know. Any thoughts on having that option of being vegetarian at these fast food places, and do you think that that's a good strategic move for them? I guess.
I would say it's strategic in the sense that vegans are growing in popularity exponentially, so they're going to attract such a diverse client base now to get more people to eat fast food and try to maybe make it seem a little bit healthier to attract those people. Would it make me go there? No,
right.
But
one thing I think about vegans growing is that if you go to a fast food place, you're usually not going to go alone. I mean, a lot of people will, but a lot of times you go with people. So now it opens the option of, okay, well, we need to grab something fast. Well, vegetarians usually, they might not, where can they really go? Mm-hmm. Now you have the option of, Ryan, I can see your face. You're thinking, you have a negative look on your face.
I think this won't end well. I think they've tried it before, and again, in the design world, contextual design, what are their users attracted to? You're kind of a good case study in the sense that they're targeting you, Alyssa, in the sense that eating healthy, making sense. People who go to McDonald's and Taco Bell aren't like, oh, I'm going to go eat something healthy. Exactly. So I just think it won't end well for them. I think they're going to continue to try it because they know that market is just ripe. But they got to realize that I think it would behoove them to say, let's start a new fast food restaurant that is all vegan based. That makes sense. I just think that, hey, next to all our burgers, we're also going to cook your potatoes. That's also, I mean, that's just gross. So I just think, how are they going to make it truly vegan from that standpoint? Because it's not just, oh, we're using potatoes, now it's vegan. No. Are they still cooking in the same oil?
Right, exactly.
There's so much to go. So I think it won't end well. We'll see. Good luck.
But look, Ryan, sometimes vegetarians, they need some French fries too. You know, now they go to McDonald's, they get their French fries, and they can get.
And I have nothing wrong with vegetarians in the world. I'm just saying, I think that they're trying to bring in an audience, not disingenuously. They're truly trying, but it's like they know it's not going to work. They're going to try. They're going to, make another stab at it. I just don't think it will end well. And I think it would be smarter for them to say, hey, let's start a new restaurant chain that is only vegetarian. And to be honest, or only health-based. I would love that. I think that's actually, I think the majority of people, and they have a much broader audience then. So I think they're trying to, cater to the wrong audience. And we'll see.
I really should have dropped this at the beginning when Alyssa was mentioning it, how it's on the rise, but 8% of the population claims to be plant-based now.
Yeah.
It's a lot of people.
That's awesome. I think from a health standpoint, there's good about that. I just think that making McDonald's, it hurts McDonald's brand, Taco Bell's brand, when they say, ooh, we're going to start offering this.
I think that's why McDonald's has been so protective about it. Like, they haven't really made it a full thing yet. They announced this in November, and we really haven't heard a lot about it. So we'll see what happens. I'm sure we might hear about it. We're in Florida. It seems like a market that you could try because, people seem to
We'll try anything down here.
We'll try anything down here. Exactly. Right, exactly. Sunshine, fitness, health. Oh, McPlant burger.
Try it. Plant burger.
Also, the name McPlant, I don't know. Doesn't sound like something I want to eat. Like, and I'm cool with vegetarian. Exactly. It's not. Doesn't sound. I don't like it. They also tried this name PLT, which that is a little bit better. Plant, lettuce, tomato.
Okay, but how many? Listen, I have enough trouble ordering through those crap machines. Can I get the BLT, please? You said the BLT? No, the PLT. PLT? No, BLT. Like, no, that's a mess. That's a mess. There's a communication breakdown right there. So I think that contextual design, they should have done interviews of people that they're trying to attract and build case studies around, make sure, hey, this makes sense. We should do this. Right now, they have a problem with their technology. Starbucks has fixed it. I think with their screens the audio's awesome. They hear me perfectly. I hear them, but I think
they have
McDonald's,
the best ordering system.
They're in Starbucks. Sorry, so McDonald's, I think they're not there yet. Taco Bell, I don't even think I've ever ordered through their drive-thru.
Oh,
it's been since
probably over 10 years.
Yeah, high school.
I'll get a crunch wrap at Taco Bell. I'll say it right now. I'll give me a crunch wrap, beans.
But I mean, have you ever ordered through a drive-thru?
Yeah. I only go. It's COVID. I'm not going into a Taco Bell.
That shows the last time I was in a Taco Bell.
Okay, that's enough fast food. All right. Obviously, we are in Tampa.
I'm sorry. Is that McPlant? Is that actually the
No, I don't think that's actual.
Okay, because that is just. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah, I just wanted a photo for the switchers. So, okay, we're in Tampa. We're in the Tampa Bay area. Obviously, a massive thing. Tampa Bay Times, you read it. Super Bowl's coming to town. I don't know if you guys have heard. It's a few weeks away.
Tampa Bay!
And as of now, as of recording this, the Bucs are still in. I'm trying to limit the conversation about football because we don't know what's going to happen. But Super Bowl is here. 5th Super Bowl being hosted in Tampa. There's going to be lots of stuff happening here. You have the Super Bowl experience, which they're basically closing down like a lot of the Riverwalk. The Julian B. Lane Park, which is right across from downtown. That's going to be closed, and they're going to have a whole Super Bowl experience there. I will definitely be going. I at least want to see what's going on there. It's free too this year, so usually it's like $40. This year, it's free. It's going to be more limited this year in terms of COVID and all that sort of stuff. But you'll be able to go. You can virtually meet and greet people. They'll have some kind of mini game type of things there. We'll see. Like Super Bowl merch and stuff like that. So I think there'll be more than that. That's why I want to go check it out because I'm reading these articles and I can't really tell what's going to be there. They also have something called Technology Village, which is at the waterfront park, but that's the one right by the Sykes building. So I'm excited. They're also going to have so we have the map here of some of the stuff. So they have the CBS set at Armature Works. They have all the points. Pretty much every park downtown is going to be closed for this. So and it goes all the way down to Sporkman Wharf. So. It's going to be very interesting. I'm excited to see I've never been to a Super Bowl city while the Super Bowl is going on, but I would imagine this year will be less crowded. You would think. But if the Bucks are in it, then it could change things because then everyone in Tampa is going to want to come down here and see and stuff. I don't know. Anyways, any thoughts about the Super Bowl being in Tampa?
You can weigh in.
So
I
think Tampa should request a redo because we got the screwed over on the Super Bowl, the Stanley Cup,
Yes.
and wasn't it the Nationals? The National wasn't baseball.
Oh, yeah.
So
three
kind of the best of events.
Not to mention, no one got to go see barely anyone got to go see Tom Brady.
That's what I'm saying. So I think
year.
we should just redo, and in 2022, Tampa gets it all again. So we'll give it a year. We'll give it out because I know the city's plan years ahead, and that's what I guess the economic impact hasn't even been shown yet, and that's where I get frustrated from a business standpoint. The economic impact is crushing for businesses.
Yes.
And I know that COVID, we didn't have a choice, but the point is, can we do a redo?
Yeah.
Like, can we please? It's like it wasn't any fault other than global pandemic that Tampa is suffering, and literally 3 massive events. So I hope that the different commissions throughout the NFL, the MLB, and NHL, that they can all kind of say, hey, you know what, we need to put Tampa in the next 6 years back at the top.
I can see it.
I think that makes sense. But also, typically, Florida is the place because of the weather.
Exactly.
So I just hope that...
This is the 5th Super Bowl here. So,
yeah, it is.
You know.
And to answer your question, Alyssa, there was one, I think it was Steelers versus Cardinals?
Who what?
Steelers Cardinals down here in Tampa.
Oh yeah, that was the last one.
That was the last one.
Very good.
And it was a
that
great
was
Super Bowl, and it really helped stimulate the local economy.
That's kind of what I want to talk about next because obviously, so one thing that has come out in Tampa Bay Times is that pretty much every corporate sponsored party, which that was a big part of Super Bowl week, is that you have all these parties, all these celebrities coming to town. That's not going to happen this year. No corporation wants to be part of a super spreader event. So those are all canceled, and that's going to obviously take a piece of that stimulus from the economy. But also, obviously the crowd, they don't even actually know how many fans are going to be in the Super Bowl still.
I know.
I'm sure it's going to be, well, they're trying to get vaccinated healthcare workers there, so don't know what's really going to happen. But essentially, it's going to be a pretty small crowd. Sure, less people will travel here. And we just don't know what kind of impact it's going to have. There has been obviously an uptick in flights, but
are they still making because I know a couple years back they were trying to get celebrities to come perform at the halftime show, and I think it was 2-3 years ago they made it where they had to now request, and it was more of, instead of Pepsi choosing it, I think the celebrity or the artist had to pay.
Oh, really?
I think that's.
Yeah,
I might be running out of rumor, but
no,
I'm really curious about this year because. Who's would?
Say, yeah.
I don't know. We'll have to do. Well, somebody write some comments about it because I'm curious if that's still a thing, or maybe I dreamt that.
No, I do. That sounds familiar.
I think it's true.
It's the weekend this year. I honestly think it will be a lot of current pop culture icons in that performance because it's the weekend. Yeah. He's collaborated with a lot of rappers, a lot of big artists. So
it should be good.
I think it'll be especially for a younger crowd as well. I mean, 25 under. Will be very into the weekend, I think. So,
just one shout out quickly to Tom Brady and Drew Brees. It just happened.
Drew Brees just retired.
He just retired, but also so cool to see them at the end of their game. I mean, what a battle to have them just Drew Brees and his kids, because it was in New Orleans. To have him throwing the football with his kids, that was just so sportsmanship. Really cool moment that. I think, Drew Brees, Tom Brady, they're GOATs. They're awesome. So I think it's really cool to see that camaraderie, even though they battled. I think, didn't Drew Brees beat him pretty bad earlier in the season?
Well, they beat him twice, yeah.
Twice. So that's.
I think Jameis might have beat him once, I guess. So.
But that's just really cool to see that. Just top-notch professionals.
I'm excited to see Tampa on TV.
I know.
All these shots of Tampa in the, before the game, between the game. It'll be fun. On beaches, whatever.
It'll be awesome.
It'll be cool.
I think there will be a better turnout than people think.
Yeah.
I just think about Disney and how crazy it is, and that it meets capacity. People are going to come to it.
I agree. And especially, again, if Green Bay doesn't stand in our way, I tell all those Green Bay fans out there, go Bucks, let's get it. Okay.
I do think, not to bring politics into it, it's a little bit funny that DeSantis in October is like, Super Bowl's going to be full. And NFL's like, nah, we're not going to be full.
They don't want to get sued. They would get sued.
They would.
They're like, no, they're not.
That's the thing with the parties, too. I think.
They're going to nope, we're not going to get sued. So, yeah. It is sad. Hopefully, this is the first and last Super Bowl that is ever like this. Let's
Yes, it sounds like everything will be back to normal by the summer. That's what it sounds like.
What was the college, the Rose Bowl? How was that? Was that
it was
small capacity?
It looked like a lot of people. I mean, I would say it looked like 50%. If I was to guess. I mean, it was pretty full. So we'll see if Tampa can pull off something like that. Lastly, we're just gonna lead into the full segment for this week, which is app design. Which obviously we've not got to this at all in the news in this What's Up segment so far, but. So this report, I can't remember exactly who did this report. I wish I would have put it in my notes. I didn't, but I wanted to just run through some statistics that have come out in this report. I wish I had the name of the report.
I'll put it in the comments.
Yeah, exactly. So essentially was just looking at, and obviously in 2020, app stats are going to go up. People are on their phones more, obviously.
Oh my goodness.
But still interesting to look at these and see how year over year it continues to rise. It's been rising for, however long apps have existed now. So... all right, new app downloads, app store spending, daily time spent, all went up this year. Mobile ad spending hit 240 billion with a B, 26% year over year increase there, which is one of the biggest increases, obviously like in-app purchases and that sort of thing. App store spending hit 143 billion, so people are spending more in the app than they are on the app store. Makes sense. And 73 billion venture capital, that increased 27% investments into mobile tech. And the average user... Ryan's looking at it, and Alyssa's probably looking at it too. I was gonna have you guys guess, but 4.2 hours per user, which is a 20% growth. Which again, that's one that could drop next year. But overall, and TikTok was the highest monthly time spent, followed by Facebook, WhatsApp, which I still don't think I've ever used WhatsApp, and Instagram. So those are the Facebook dominated. By the way, the fifth one here was Facebook Messenger. So Facebook owns 3 of the highest apps. That makes it 4 of the top 5 apps because Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook Messenger, 4 apps.
That's 4
of the top 5.
That's crazy.
Jeez, Facebook.
What I think is interesting is that is the new Wild West from the standpoint of not revenue time spent.
Yeah.
It's owning people in the apps.
Engagement.
And that's something where Google, Apple, they're behind on that.
Mm-hmm.
How can they get it now? Luckily, Apple is in the device space, and so is Google. But from a design standpoint, Facebook still has huge clout from the standpoint of they own people when it comes to eyeballs on screens and how they can message, how they can, whatever. That's incredible. Yeah, 4 out of 5.
4 out of 5. I didn't even notice until
It's insane.
Yeah.
Whatever happened with TikTok? Were they sold? I know I'm out of it. I've been on vacation.
I think it's essentially it's the same thing. I think that they sold none of like the intellectual property, but I think that they sold their American
server
what have you, all that sort of thing, and that's how it's working to Oracle. I so many times I think that I could make a TikTok of this, and I'm not ready to make a TikTok. I'll sit on TikTok and I'll look at them, but I'm not ready to just be like, I'm ready to be a TikTok influencer. Let's do it. Like I don't know. Something about it feels weird.
I did download it just because it's my kids, but then I deleted it.
I like it. It's cool.
I have to feel. I like the interface design.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about that later.
Yeah.
Just it's so like it's almost like, what is it? Dopamine. I almost said Dramamine. Dopamine. Like you just swipe, and you're just constantly seeing. And my feed was mostly design, and it was just wow. And I get to the point where it's just like, okay.
Yeah.
And so like you almost it's interesting how the upcoming generation. I think it's the what are the new
Z,
12 to, are they Gen Z? No, the 12 to 19-year-olds.
Why am I forgetting the name? It is Gen Z. Yeah.
It's Gen Z. We talked about this recently.
Yes, it's Gen Z.
Okay, Gen Z's. I feel like almost are their brains being wired differently where they're not going to get that stimulus that we get when we're swiping for that. You know what I mean? That continuing to the addiction, I guess you'd say, from that standpoint. And it's curious to see what a younger generation that is used to it. Are they not even gonna?
It's gonna be harder and harder.
How are they gonna be affected?
It's gonna be harder and harder to read books. I can tell you that.
Yeah, they need super quick content they can take
3 seconds.
in. Yeah.
Push it from 6 seconds down to 3.
TikTok was so good that Instagram decided a few months later to completely rip them off. Completely, and now it's like basically TikTok.
Yeah.
Anyways, okay, thank you guys so much. That is the end of our What's Up in Marketing segment. First time. If you're watching us on YouTube, hit the like button, subscribe for more. We'll be back here every month. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you, in the next video.
Around.